or a lot of people that go and purchase these 900 bikes, Arrow 900, or it might be a A10, it might be an Arrow 10, a Arrow 21, a Arrow 20, a Arrow 9, A9, A10. It doesn't matter, it's all the same. The only thing they do is they change this name, right? The electronic speed controller is located in here. It's in here, right under here. It's right under this frame member. So you would go in through here by removing these 4 bolts. 1, 2, 3, 4. You pull everything up, and then the wires will go up into the frame. So the electronic speed controller is right here in this frame. That rubbing that you hear is my dust shield rubbing the tire. That's all. It's nothing. But somebody put up a comment asking about the how to locate everything. So the speed controller is inside of this frame. It's right in here. So when you unbolt 1, 2, 3, 4, you'll pull the battery wires out. It's like positive, negative, or positive, negative. I really don't know the order of the polarities, but when you pull everything up, you'll see everything go this way. All the brake lines and all the other power switches are right in this frame. They go right up in here and down into the frame. So where you would mount, this is where you would put like your juice or your soda or your Gatorade or your Pedialyte or whatever you want to drink. This is used as a rack, right? Oh, the bike is dusty because it was downstairs again. Okay, so today I'm gonna do a quick adjustment. So I'm gonna adjust my handlebars first. This screw, this Allen key screw right here, if you go over it, into it, and you'll see an Allen key. That is an Allen key bolt. And when you righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, you unloosen it, you'll be able to raise the bar up and down. That's this stem here will go up and down. To raise the bike, to raise your handlebars forward and back, you would unbolt this Allen key screw, and it'll adjust the handlebars back and more forward. So it'll go more back and more forward. This is the bolt for that. This is the bolt to raise the height of the stem. All right, this bolt in here. So I'm going to adjust. As you can see, my handlebars are pretty high. So I'm gonna find a 6mm or 8mm Allen wrench. Put it in there and try to get it out. I probably don't have the right size Allen wrench because all my tools are in basement. There we go. So yeah, you put it in there, and remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So I got a pair a vice grip. So I lock it onto here. Yeah, that's too tight. Lock it onto there, and you really want to get on it. So righty tighty, lefty loosey. Remember, see, to the left. It's going to the left. Once you break it loose, you should be able to turn it fairly by switching it around to the L shape and just kind of like turning it. So you really have to get it kind of, see now it's really loose, and then you kind of like wiggle it up and down, and you'll see the height change. I'm only gonna drop it a few centimeters, not a lot. So if it's too tight, then you just unscrew it a little some more and wiggle it down. But if you can see by this yellow tag, it goes up and down. The reason why this yellow tag is all scraped up is because I was raising it up and down. So let's just make sure everything is centered. Make sure the wheel is centered. And when I center this, I like to close my eye. You can look at me. When I center it, I like to do like close one eye because I don't know, for some strange reason this eye is direct. Like my right eye is to this way, but this left eye is directly right on target. So I will kind of do that like I'm shooting. Make sure the tires are straight, make sure the handlebars are straight, and then you would tighten it again. So when you turn it to the right, you are tightening the handlebars. This is just basic bicycle adjustment because this is a bicycle. It is a bicycle. It's not a motorcycle, but the motorcycle is on the same kind of principle. It all uses a bolt to make sure things are steady. So I'm not going to tighten everything down because that's going to take a lot of time. I'm just going to of course I need to tighten everything down because it's been a while since I've done it. I was forced to do it because somebody asked.
Not forced. He doesn't mind doing it. It's just,
I don't mind to do it.
it pushed him to do it.
I didn't want to do it. Truthfully, I honestly didn't want to do it. So again, I use some vice grips to lock people. If you don't have vice grips, you could use a pair of pliers. You could use a adjustable wrench. All you're doing is putting it on here to give you some leverage so that you can torque it down. You don't want to over torque it because this will snap inside of there, and if it snaps inside of there, now you got to do some drilling. So let's just make sure it's tight enough.
Let me come over here so y'all can see.
Right. It'll work better if you step over the frame on the seat and you just crank it. See, and that should be tight enough. Now the handlebars is not too high. It's not too high. It's not too low. It's just right for me. So I'm going to raise my seat up a little bit more so I can have some leg extension because the cadence, my knees are too bent. I need to sit up a bit higher so I can at least have that much coverage so I could be able to push harder and get myself going easier. So this is important because somebody asked for it. So let me go get the key and I'm gonna do it. Let's stand by.
You guys, I'm really not supposed to say this, but I just want to address it one time. These bikes that we show you, we do not steal them. We work very hard for our money and we purchase them legitimately. Yeah. So I had somebody say something if we stole this specific bike. No, we did not steal it. We purchased it like a regular human being. We saved our money and we purchased it.
Yes, we did.
This bike cost us $2,100.
It was I got the store that I bought it from. I bought it in Brooklyn. It's on Bushwick and Metropolitan. When you get by the high school on Bushwick and Metropolitan, okay, there's a high school, Bushwick and Metropolitan, then there's a train station. We went down Metropolitan and it's between like Graham and Schools Avenue or something like that. It was a little Asian store. We pulled up in the green parking lot and I got out and I went to the store and I was like, I want to buy one of these bikes. The guy was like, you sure you want to buy this bike? I was like, yeah, this is the one that I see everybody on. He was like, yeah, you see everybody on it because it's a delivery bike, but also they steal them. He was an Asian guy, but he was broken English, so he was like, they steal them.
He was honest with it. Yeah, that's good.
He said they steal them. And I was like, what you mean they steal them? He said, well, if you don't get a lock, he was trying to make me buy all kinds of locks and helmets and everything. I was like, I got my own lock, and when I leave the bike unattended, I'm definitely going to take the battery. He was like, you must take your battery. You must. And I was like, why you mean take the battery? And he said, because they steal the battery. They don't steal the bike. They steal the battery. The battery is most important. So, yeah, this bike was, it was going for 21, but because I got the last one in the store, I was able to talk him down like 250. So he took 250 also. It came up to like 1800, but plus tax, and I had to swipe with my card. So
they charge tax for the card.
So it was like 19 and change, something like that when I got it. Back to it. So I got the key. So let's unlock it like I showed you. So you must have this key in order to do this. If you don't have a key, you can take a hammer and you can whack, 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 but you have to unscrew this bolt right here. You gotta come on this side. This is a 6mm here. In order for you to hit it with a hammer, because that's what I did when I first got the bike. I didn't know that you have to unbolt this bolt, pop the seat. So I'm gonna pop the seat. Now you come around this side, you'll be able to see everything.
Sorry, y'all, we in the kids' room.
So after you unbolt, after you unlock it with the key, there's a bolt right here. It's the same Allen bolt that's here. I think it's in there. So you have to unscrew this. You have to unscrew this. And when you unscrew the both of them, it'll allow you to move the seat up and down. If you look inside of here, right here, there is like little spacers inside of there. And I'm gonna show you that in a minute. If you don't unbolt this, but you unbolt that, if you don't have the time, you can just take a hammer and whack it and it'll jump up. But you'll be damaging the seat and so on and so forth. So I recommend don't do that. Let's get the Allen keys and go into taking it off. Let's see. Nope, it's the same one that I used before. I think it's an 8mm. Most of them are 8.6 and 8.6. The Allen keys that you're going to be using across this bike is usually 8, 6, and 5. That's across the whole entire bike. If you're not too sure, go and get you some Allen keys. Preferably you get some of these because these are really soft, and when you turn it inside the bolt, they tend to strip when you're tightening, and these don't strip out too much. So let's see what size is this. Back up. Let's see what size is this one here. Yep, that's a 6. That's definitely a 6mm. No, both of them are 6. See, it says it right here. Both of them says it right there. 6mm Allen bolt, Allen key. So I'm going to again, I'm going to use a clamp down. And remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey, and that means when I'm turning it, I turn it and I hold, gives me some leverage, and you just turn it, and the Allen key should rotate. I mean, these things don't have to be torqued down 1,000 pounds because the bolt will snap, because I broke one, so it will snap. I did break a bolt. I broke it right off in there, and I had to get it out. So I'm gonna stand this up the long way. And let's just righty tighty, lefty loosey, and there we go. And just back it out again.
And when you unscrew it, do you hear it? Is it a click when it tells you it's unlocked, or you just
feel it like when you tightening down any other bolt? I'm pretty sure some people have like if you have ever screwed anything down, it's the same kind of feeling. It just gets tight. Okay. The concept is just to tighten it down so that it can clamp, not tighten it down. I mean, if we got a torque wrench, you could torque it down using a torque wrench, but I would get like a 3/8 torque wrench, and then I'll torque it down to maybe like 20 or 10 foot-pound, however you say it, and that will be that. So let's put this here since I'm using that.
So that sound that you heard, that little clicking sound, it came from the tool that he was using.
It came from this vice grips, and I put some tape on it just to keep the bolts all pretty and whatnot. But also, you see how the bolts are, these bolts here, these bolts are how you take the seat off. So you have to go in there and see. You on it? These bolts here.
Oh goodness. Okay.
You gotta back it up. So this bolt here, and the same concept goes. It righty tighty up, this down and up. So up and down. When you up and down, it'll unloosen the seat. These brackets right here will unloosen. So you turn this up, and the bracket will unloosen. It allows you to move this seat backwards and forwards and up and down. So this nose would move up and down and backwards and forwards. And it's all to preference. That is to preference. So when you go to a bike shop, a professional bike shop, they're gonna have like ratchets with sockets and stuff like that. Me, this is my bike. I'm gonna do what I want to do, how I want to do it. Except for when it comes to the brakes. Now the brakes, they have a special tool where they take the tool and they put it in this hole right here, and they pump
Which
it
hole?
into it. This little hole right here.
Okay.
They take a little tool and they pump the mineral oil inside of there, and as they pump the mineral oil, it'll fill, and it works like a hydraulic brake. So the brakes have to be adjusted on this too, the rear brakes, because you know, I was supposed to get it adjusted a long time ago, but I never did. I just jumped on it and rode it because I was happy to have the experience of a motor power bike. So now that everything is loose, you turn the seat back down and you hold the frame a little bit and you just wiggle.
Let me see how you hold the frame.
Yeah, like,
Oh, with his feet.
no, you don't have, you could put your foot right here and wiggle it and turn some. It wants to give you a hard time, but you know,
That's good. That means that the thing is durable.
It means the bolt needs to be untightened a little more. So, so you just untighten it just a little more.
Again, if it gives you a fight, just untighten it a little more.
Just wiggle it around, and as you can see, the seat pole moves. It moves up, and it'll move down. And if that's still giving you drama, you put the key back in there, pop the seat, and this bolt may still be tight. So you want to get it nice and loose so that you can see. I'm going to pull it all the way out so they can see what it looks like. So this is what it looks like. Let's pull it all the way out. And you also got to be careful too not to really unwind it, because the bolt will fall in the frame. Then you have to flip the frame over to get it out.
Oh Lord.
So, yeah, when these people did this, they did it so that you'd have to bring it to them to make the repair or to make an adjustment. You see, you heard that? That was the bolt falling down in there.
Oh Lord, now he got to flip it over.
Now I gotta flip it over. Now in here, like right here, inside of here, there will be these little silver springs that poke out. And what happens is, because I had to fix it before so much, I just wanted to go straight up. So yeah, just get them in there best way that you can. If you only got two hands, then it's only you doing it. I've done it before. It just take a little bit of time to do. You can finesse it.
You want me to help?
They gotta see how it's done for real. Okay, so these two are just gonna go on the floor, and I'm gonna open this up. Try to get it on there, because it's gonna assist in holding the stuff together. So long as it's holding it in place, you can slip the other ones in there. But you just want to create that cross pattern first, and then everybody else. That's all right. Every other clip will slip in. So
he did. I don't know if y'all saw that. Y'all stop fighting. He can't snitch. You already snitched on him. Yeah, you know they have to play a little role in every video.
what? How could the cup?
Don't worry, Nadira gonna get to it in a minute. Tell Nadira to clean it up, or he'll clean. Oh, the Play-Doh.
Yeah, the Play-Doh's wet.
Okay, go over there, please. We'll have to edit that out.
Looks like it still needs some.
You want some help?
When I do it like this, if you wasn't here, how would I do it? When I was downstairs for all those hours trying to do it, it wasn't helping me. Like, I was stuck. I had to figure it out. Like, some things you just gotta figure out. Like, I wanna let you help. God knows I wanna let you help. But I get aggravated. And the more I get aggravated,
The more it works for you.
upset it's gonna be. More upset it makes me. I wanna take it out on you and take it out on it.
This is pushing out. This one.
Don't worry, don't worry. As long as I could get it lined up right.
So you see, guys, it's giving him trouble too.
He's giving me a little run for my money.
Not
But
a little.
That's because it's too much. I pulled it tight too much. So when you pull it too much tight, it wants to start locking, and as it starts to lock, it won't allow you to line it up properly. So
But can't you loosen it up to the point
That's
where you
where
could just put it in and
that's-
then tighten it up?
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get it to that right length or right height to where
Stick in place.
it will stay on but not fall apart. You know, you got to get it to that right spot to where it's gonna work. We're gonna get there. It's just a point of twisting it until it, you know, backing the bolt out until you get it to its specs, you know, its setting. But as I said, back to I digress, if that's the word that you say. You do this at your own risk. Don't do it and say that I told you to do it, YouTube, because I'm just showing you what I do. You do it at your own. There you go.
Boom. It went in, y'all.
So I don't know how many turns it is to get it in. Maybe it's 1/2 or 1 turn. It's just enough to get the thread to catch. Like, it's just enough to get it to catch. And once it starts to catch, then you put it in, you can line those pins up and seat it down in there. Now, because it's in there, and I'm just gonna righty-tighty and tighten it up. I don't care where it catch. I just want it to tighten up a little bit, just enough so that those bolts could start doing like that inside of there, right? It's gonna open up so it won't fall out. So that's enough. I turned it like maybe 1.5, and then it gave me enough space to move my seat. Now, these little spacers, you need the spacers, otherwise it's gonna knock around in there because the pipe opening is really big, so it's got a gap. So you slip that one in. I think these have to be slipped in at the same time. Yeah, it got to be slipped in at the same time. One on the left, one on the right. Like, you got to kind of start it same time. So one there, and it got notches on it. Well, notches. So
Right.
do it right. Like, you're supposed to, like,
Try to do it right,
Try
and
to
if
do
you
it right.
can't, go get some help.
or just support your local shops and take it to the shop, because they're the pros. They worked on it so many times. They know what to do. Like, support the shops, yo. Support. We got a good shop out here, and the guy name is
Kev.
not Kev. It's not Kev. It's
Jason?
No. Start with an R. Rich.
It's been a while since. Ooh,
It's been one whole summer. It's been since last summer. Rick. His
Rick.
name is Rick. It's an Asian guy named Rick. So this is how you're supposed to do it. Like, tap it in. You don't use the seat. Don't use the seat. Disregard that step that you saw. That's why I said don't do as I do, because if you do as I do and you mess it up, you're gonna
be mad.
be mad. Right. So now I'm gonna start to tighten it down so I could get the height of the seat that I want. So rookie. That's a rookie move. And the only reason why I'm using these Allen keys is because this is what I have. So I'm gonna use my fist. I'm gonna use my fist as a starting point. So I'm gonna take my hand, like in baseball, when y'all choosing teams, choosing captains. In baseball, when you're choosing captains, you do the bat thing. You do like this, you do like that. So I'm gonna do the same thing, that and that, and I'm gonna hold it here with my hand. That's the height that I want. Make sure my seat is straight. My seat is straight, but I'm gonna do some adjusting backwards and forwards and up and down. So, but this is the height that I want. So I'm gonna hold it here. This is for me, because my hands and your hands may be different sizes. So for me, this height right here to start, and then my fingers to get the height that I want. And then righty tighty. Damn it. So I'll just use the L part. And once it starts to tighten up, you know, that's when you know that you can let go. Like, you can let go and the seat won't move. But of course you gotta tighten it down to really see the if it's the proper height for you. So I'm just gonna torque it down right there and test the height and see if I like it. So yeah, that's a good height for me. For people that have this bike, you're going to need the key. Number one, you're gonna need the key. The key will unlock so that you can get to this bolt. This bolt is a 6mm Allen wrench. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. You unloosen it, then you take a 8. 5? I don't know if this is a 5. It's not a 6. You take a 5 here, and you unloosen this. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. This is a clamp. So you unbolt the seat clamp, you unbolt this, and then you'll be able to raise the seat up or down. Up and down. To move the seat itself up and down, back and forth, to move the seat, like the seat is gonna sit like this, right? To move the seat up and, no, stay where you are, stay where you are. To move the seat up and down, you'll unbolt these bolts right here, these bolts. So you'll unbolt these bolts right here. These bolts will allow the seat to go up and down, back and forth. So up, down, back, forth. That's what these bolts do. Once you unbolt all of those and you get your right height, remember I did like this. I took my hand like that, and then I stacked my 2 fingers just like if you're playing baseball. So on baseball, you'll be like here, 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 all the way till you get to the top, and then you decide who's captain of the team. So you go like this, and since my hand is my height, that's my height, this is how I want it. I held it, and then I tightened down. I tightened down this bolt. I held it really tight so it won't move, and I tightened this bolt down. After I tightened this bolt down, you torque it down a little bit. Remember to make sure that your seat is pointing straight, because you won't be able to adjust it later. So you gotta make sure your seat is pointing straight. Once you get that in, you tighten up the clamp so the seat can be held further from here and from here. Then you go here with these 2 bolts, and you could adjust the height for the front of the seat, the rear of the seat, and the distance forward or the distance backwards. Because some people like to sit closer, and some people like to sit further. I like to sit further away so I can have a more comfortable ride.
And that's it.
And that's it.